All right, champs. Again, this is adyashere, and this is what we're gonna be talking about. Seriously, don't let your past haunt you. Don't let your past haunt you. So if you've been in a funk, you've been dumped, you've gone through a divorce, you've lost your job, the kids are acting up, some issues happen in your childhood, things that happen in relationships, whatever it is, they're all relationships, right? Stay tuned. I want to make sure I help you guys out today. And things that I have gone through that has helped me and has also helped others, and I want to make sure that we are all supporting each other. And if it was wrong, they find another way to justify why they did it, and they will do it in a way to manipulate you to side with them. Today, what I need you to do is focus on how I can validate my own damn self without me feeling like I need to find someone else to do that validation for me. That's what, yes, champion. When I say love yourself again, you may have never even explored it.
It's very, very, very powerful. Is that there is no love without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without love. You need to understand specifically.
Hey, champs out there, don't let your past haunt you. I'm gonna get straight to the point. The reason why I want to talk about this is because there are so many champions out here in the world that I talk to daily and that I'm coaching, and we are allowing our past to control every aspect of our life. Every aspect of our life is being controlled by our past. Here's the reason why you're allowing your past to haunt you. And this is the reason that I'm going to tell you from a professional standpoint, is that your past, whatever that past that is holding or preventing you from moving forward in your life, has caused great trauma in your life that has affected you to the extent to where it's causing you not to move on. Now, what that means is that this could have been something traumatic, something that was big in your life, a big event that took place in your life that affected you mentally, physically, emotionally, psychologically, all these things. And when that happens, and if we don't get the help, right? And if we don't understand how our brain and how our body works together, we tend to assume that everything that happens in our now, right, is based on the past. And we always use that same past event as evidence around scarcity, meaning that we're not good enough to do something else. So no matter what I do, even if I want to start my own business, even if I say I want to get married, I want to have children, I want to make $1 million, it's going to prevent you. What has happened is that your past has prevented you severely to where it has impacted you from even making the step to even do things that you want to do. And this is the reason why you are allowing your past to haunt you. This could have been something that happened in your childhood. This also could have been something not just in your childhood. It could have been something that happened in your adult life that also severely impact you, such as a death of a loved one, or such as a loss of a loved one. Loss of a loved one could include a divorce, someone walking out of your life, an abusive type relationship, something that just really, really stuck with you to where you can't move on. And I want to make sure I help you guys out today and give you guys some tips on how to let that go. So when your past is hunting you, it's not fun. It's really not. I did that for like almost 10 years of my life. I remember allowing my past to severely haunt me. When I went through my divorce, and I could not forget about me living in that depressed state, or living in that fear of not being good enough for the next person. And I took that with me in every relationship. And ultimately, when you do this so many times, you get good at it. You get really good at it, and you start to self-sabotage everything that happens to you. And that prevents you from reaching your greatest. So then let me tell y'all, I got some good news for you. So don't let your past haunt you. One thing that you have to learn how to do is to accept, right? Is to learn to accept the now. Okay? What I mean about accepting the now, and when you're saying, Adaya, why didn't you say accept the past? When I say accept the now, meaning that what you're feeling in the now is that if I'm feeling some type of hurt, pain, or some negative emotion that is affecting me from doing something that I want to do, that's preventing me from it, I need to accept what that emotion is. When I can accept what that current emotion is in my now, then it will naturally lead me back to the past of where that original emotion derived from. So learn to accept your now, because it will help you to accept your past. And this is something that you have to be willing to do. You have to be willing to learn how to accept. And that goes into my next piece, which is number 2. And obviously accept was number 1. Number 2 is sit in it. When I mean about sit in it, champion, yes, that means when you learn to accept it, it's okay to feel that emotion that you're feeling when you accept it. It's not going to probably be fun. What I mean by that is that sitting in it is that if you need to cry, then cry. Right? If you need to go take a walk, take a walk. If you feel like you need to do something to vent, right? You need to call a friend to explain to them what's going on. If you feel like whatever it is that you're feeling in that moment, give meaning to it. Meaning that you have to learn how to sit in it. Sit in that emotion. Sit in whatever it is that you're feeling. Why? Is because it's going to allow you to release. When you understand about our emotions and just how everything just works in our body and in our minds and in our, eventually it manifests in our life. If we don't learn how to accept, if we don't learn how to accept and sit in it, right? Then that can affect us because we're not allowing ourselves to be human. Many times when we go on this self-sabotaging state, we tend to ignore it. We tend to ignore it to the point to where we feel like we're bigger, right? I can overcome this, and you will, but you will not do that unless you accept and sit in it. Please, champion, I want to make sure I help somebody out today that's living in a past that's really preventing them from doing the things that they want to do. And the reason why you can't do the things that you want to do is because you can't do the first 2 things that I mentioned. Do that. Try it. Okay? And the last one, move on. Move on, champion. That's why when when people are talking to you and telling you, oh, just get over it, girl. Get over it, honey. Get over it, child. Your homeboys, right? My fellas out there saying, get over it. No, you cannot tell people to do that. People cannot move on from something that they haven't yet come to accept first. Moving on is the last part, right? That comes with you accepting, sitting in it, and then you can gracefully move on to your greatness. Move on from that hurt. Move on from that sickness. Move on from getting fired. Move on from a breakup. Move on from whatever it is that you've done or someone has done to you. I want to make sure that every champion out there know that I got your back. I'm making sure I help all of y'all out there that are out there struggling with this past stuff. And it comes from how we're thinking, right? Obviously, I can't put all this information in a video, but I'm giving you some enlightenment and dropping some gems out there to some folks right now, because it's important that we make awareness of how our past affects so many things in our life. If y'all really, really want some help, y'all need to come and link up with me and reach out to me, because I want to help some folks out there. If you got any questions, y'all already know to make sure you hit the subscribe button, and also reach out to me via email, adyashere@UnMutingMe.com. Reach out to me. I love y'all. Y'all take care and be blessed. Hey champs out there, this is Adyashere with UnMutingMe Coaching. I'm back. And I want to give y'all some information today around... That's a blooper. Oh my gosh. Let's do a retake.
Simba, get you.
Stop it, Lauren.